Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be providing an update to the whole Actman versus Quantum TV situation that's been unfolding for a while here on YouTube. Now, I've talked about this before because this is actually a very important situation, not only for YouTube creators, but also for the audiences of your favorite YouTube creators. The situation that's unfolded between Quantum TV and the Actman has a lot of consequences for pretty much everybody on the platform, and it's very important that things like this are brought to public light in order to expose some of the ways in which YouTube systems are inherently flawed. I think that everyone who uses YouTube, who's probably at this point, especially if you're watching my videos, have heard dozens, if not hundreds, of different stories about how YouTube is busted in some way, or how their monetization features are broken for creators, or in this instance, how the copyright system doesn't necessarily work right here on YouTube. You will understand that there are some very deep flaws in YouTube that are very, very serious. So of course, with that, it's important to talk about because, well, these kinds of things need to be brought to attention. Now, if you haven't seen my first video talking about the whole Actman and Quantum TV situation, to give you guys a little bit of a rundown, this guy, Quantum TV, has been known for basically being kind of a menace on YouTube. He's broken multiple community guidelines on the platform. According to what we're about to take a look at, he has violated community guidelines for external links, hate speech, cyberbullying and harassment, ban evasion, copyright abuse, dangerous content policies, child safety policy, spam deceptive practices, and scam policies. That is a very long list of, I guess, accusations to be thrown at you. The average YouTuber does not have a list that long. And he's done this through a lot of nefarious ways, harassing other content creators, abusing the copyright features here on the platform to silence criticism against him and his content, and even going as far as to quite literally dox and harass the family members of YouTube creators who speak out against him, including the Actman. Now, the Actman is a creator who stood up to Quantum TV, right? Because a lot of people have been on the receiving end of this guy's crap, and, well, I guess the Actman was the one who wanted to stand up and talk about it first. He's made a couple videos now talking about this, I believe, at least one or two, and I think he has another one coming out today, if I'm not mistaken, which we might actually live react to on stream if it's out in time. Overall, you would think that there's plenty of evidence, really, against this guy to have something done about him on the platform, right? To have YouTube actually take action and enforce their policies, right? Because, as you probably know, YouTube is willing to enforce their policies in absolutely blatantly ridiculous situations in which, you know, enforcing their policies is probably the least of their concerns. But then when it comes to serial abusers like Quantum TV on the platform, they do absolutely nothing. And unfortunately, in this instance, YouTube has sided with Quantum TV. I can confirm that after conducting what they say was a thorough investigation, YouTube has found Quantum TV 100% innocent of all charges, and they will take no action against him. By making this decision, YouTube is effectively saying that abuse of the copyright ID tool and DMCA takedowns will never be punished, no matter how extensive. Copyright strikes are apparently a weapon anybody can use against other creators to threaten their channels and their livelihood. You will face no repercussions for committing perjury and filing fraudulent claims meant to harass others. They were unwilling to investigate anything that is not currently an active YouTube link, even if all the evidence has been archived on the Wayback Machine. To me, this means you can break any and all of YouTube's community guidelines so long as you delete the evidence before they can investigate. YouTube has taken the stance that hate speech and wishing death on protected communities is perfectly fine so long as you delete the evidence. Their policies on external links is null and void, and you can link your audience to whatever hate speech you wish. They are also perfectly fine with content dedicated towards harassing children/minors that exists on the platform. I'm ecstatic to learn how much advertisers love to appear on videos of content creators harassing children and threatening them with bogus lawsuits, especially if those videos fall within fair use. YouTube is also taking the stance that there is nothing wrong with doxing other content creators' families, revealing the method by which you doxed them, and making veiled threats of violence and direct threats of legal action against other YouTubers' families. That type of content is not only perfectly fine, but also fully monetizable. Quantum TV's videos threatening my mother are still up and fully monetized. YouTube, Quantum TV has objectively violated countless rules, guidelines, and terms of service and therefore needs to be removed from the platform permanently. There is no debate, there is only your complacence and inaction. He has harassed other content creators on the platform for the last 4 years, and he will continue to do so until you do something about it. YouTube has failed to enforce the following community guidelines in this case: external links, hate speech, cyberbullying and harassment, additional policies and ban evasion, copyright abuse, harmful or dangerous content policies, child safety policies, spam, deceptive practices, and scam policies. This is the dark age of YouTube. Hi, Actman. I understand the urgency and appreciate your patience while our specialist team conducted a thorough review of the content you shared with us. After thoroughly reviewing the additional YouTube links you sent to us, our specialist team did not find any violation of our community guidelines. Regarding your claims of abusive takedown requests, I can also confirm our copyright team reviewed all the details you provided and determined that there were no violations. The copyright submissions made by the other creator were valid, and though they may have been rejected, they were considered a fair request in review. In line with our copyright policy, whenever a copyright submission is accepted, we give the affected party a chance to submit a counter notification. I understand if this is not the outcome you were looking for, but I want to reiterate that our specialist team investigated the claims you shared and our decision stands. If you would like to schedule a phone call or share additional feedback about your experience on YouTube, then please let me know, but note that our phone call discussion will not change our decision as outlined above. So basically, it seems like YouTube has doubled down on the stance that copyright abuse and harassing other people, doxing, all these things through their platform is 100% acceptable. And it's kind of incredible that the platform holds the standards that it does, right? If you swear too much in your YouTube video, we'll prevent it from being shared around the platform. We'll demonetize your content. We might even demonetize your channel if you're a repeat offender, but heaven forbid, do all that. But at the same time, abuse the copyright systems that we have in place, commit literal crimes as perjury. Do nothing about that, right? But of course, don't curse too much in your YouTube videos, or else YouTube, might jump you for that one though. So, I think my response to this entire thing is just simply disappointed but not surprised. I am completely unsurprised that YouTube took the stance that they did. I mean, this is a platform we're talking about that doesn't really care about the problems on their website, right? Like, they'll address things if it actually affects them, but if it only really affects creators or the audience itself, they could really give a shit less. Like, they just simply don't care, man. And it's good to know that YouTube has taken that stance, because it really kind of highlights where their priorities are. And the thing is about the Actman's case here is it's not like this guy has no proof. It's not like the Actman is coming out with just wild allegations, just, oh, hey, this guy did this to me and said this to me. That it's not a he said, she said. There's literal proof. And I understand YouTube is wanting to police things that happens on its platform specifically, but when you have evidence of things like that happening through the Wayback Machine and through other websites or platforms, that should be taken into account too. To pretend like someone can't just go through on YouTube and just delete the evidence before anything is actually done about it or reported or anything is just a ridiculous stance for YouTube to take. I mean, especially when it's an issue so serious. As someone who is legitimately committing perjury by filing fake copyright takedowns, you know what I mean? Like, that is actually against the law. I know it doesn't sound that serious, oh, it's just some YouTube drama, but no, you're legitimately affecting somebody's livelihood and you're taking away their content illegitimately. And it is against the law to do something like that. If Actman were to take this to court, there's a pretty good chance he could potentially win this case. But YouTube, instead of solving the problem before it even has to get to that point by taking action on a clear case of issues being caused by a creator on their platform, they instead have decided to just take their hands back and say, hey, we're not involved. This is going to completely fly on our platform. YouTube should be ashamed of themselves for letting this continue, for standing by idly as this kind of shit happens on their platform. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel. Follow me over on Twitter and Facebook at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, well, talking about YouTube messing up again and signing out.